Shadows of Lincoln High. The true horror story of a haunted American school. Narrator, calm, serious tone. There are schools that shape history, and there are schools where history refuses to stay buried. Nestled in the heart of Los Angeles, Abraham Lincoln High School stands as a beacon of learning. And something else, something darker. Whispers in hallways, shadows that move without source, teachers who won't stay after dark. What if your school wasn't just old, but haunted? This is the true, chilling story of Lincoln High, where the past still walks the halls. Part 1. The History. 2. 10. Narrator. Founded in 1878 and relocated to its present site in the 1930s, Abraham Lincoln High School is one of LA's oldest public institutions. The current campus was built after the devastating 1933 Long Beach earthquake, and its foundations run deep, literally. Constructed with reinforced concrete, the school features multiple basement levels, storm bunkers, and what many believe to be Cold War-era tunnels designed as bomb shelters. Over the years, those tunnels have become the center of ghost stories, secret gatherings, and disappearances. At the ground beneath the school held secrets even before the school existed. Some claim the land was once used as a makeshift burial site in the 1800s. Others say it was sacred native ground long before that. Part 2. The Tunnels Below. 10-20. Narrator. Beneath Lincoln High, there are corridors few have walked in decades. Known to some janitors and maintenance staff, these passageways are lined with rusted pipes, abandoned desks, and echoes that seem to answer your steps. In 1984, a maintenance worker named Carlos Ruiz reported seeing what he thought was a student in the tunnel late at night. He called out, but the figure didn't move. When he turned the corner, no one was there. Moments later, the lights went out. Ruiz refused to go underground again. He retired 3 years later, but told his story to a local newspaper just before leaving. "There's something under that school," he said, "and it doesn't want to be disturbed." Part 3. Classroom Encounters. 20. Narrator. Not all of Lincoln High's hauntings take place underground. In 2006, a substitute teacher working in room 302 reported a chilling event. While preparing for class alone in the morning, she heard someone breathing behind her. She turned. No one. The school camera showed no one entering or leaving the room during that hour. Yet on her whiteboard was a name written in chalk, Marisol. The teacher had no idea a student by that name had died in that room back in the 1970s after a tragic fall during a science experiment. Since then, room 302 has had dozens of reports of cold spots, unexplained writing, and the faint sound of crying during tests. Part 4. Shadows and Figures. Narrator. Students who arrive early or stay late at Lincoln often report a figure seen in the top windows of the school's west wing. A tall, slim silhouette that appears only between 6:15 and 6:45 a.m., even when the building is locked. Some say it's the spirit of a former principal who died on campus. Others believe it's something far older. What makes it more disturbing? Staff have stopped scheduling early morning meetings in that wing because motion sensors keep tripping, despite no one being inside. Insert dramatized encounter. A student walking past the hallway window. A figure appears behind the glass, but no one's inside. Part 5. The Library Incident. Narrator. In 2011, a group of senior students decided to pull an overnight prank, hiding in the library after hours. Their cell phone footage, later leaked online, showed something far from funny. In the video, one student reads aloud from an old banned book found tucked into the top shelf. The moment he closes it, the lights flicker, a scream is heard, and the video cuts to static. When the school found them, 2 of the students were in shock, claiming they saw a girl walking on the ceiling. The footage was taken down, and the book, never found again. But the school quietly reinforced security in the library and installed motion detection lights shortly afterward. Part 6. Witness Testimonies. Narrator. Over the year, dozens of students and faculty have anonymously shared experiences. A night janitor named Louisa claimed she heard lockers slamming in an empty hallway every Thursday at 3 a.m., and once found a single rose laid on the floor in front of locker 227. An English teacher saw books fly from her shelf with no explanation. Another saw the same girl in a white dress appear at the auditorium entrance every year on October 17th. Each story, unique, yet all describe the same feeling. I wasn't alone. Closing. 58:00. 60-second 0. Today, Abraham Lincoln High School continues to operate as one of LA's most respected public schools, but the shadows remain. The tunnels have been sealed. Room 302 is still used, and if you arrive early or stay a bit too late, you may just hear something calling your name. This was Shadows of Lincoln High, a real American horror story. If you enjoyed this journey into the unexplained, like, subscribe, and share, but never walk alone. Ghosts Beneath the Halls, the true story of El Paso High School. There's a school in West Texas that casts a longer shadow than most, not just because of its towering columns or long history, but because something never left. Welcome to El Paso High School, where history and horror walk hand in hand. Part 1. The History, 30-5. Built in 1916, El Paso High was a monument to education in a booming border town. Its grand marble halls, sweeping staircases, and Greco-Roman design made it feel more like a courthouse or temple than a school. But during the Spanish flu outbreak of 1918, this building served a darker purpose. The school basement was used as a temporary morgue. Corpses, hundreds of them, were stacked in tunnels under the school, waiting for burial. Cue dark drone music. Old newspaper clippings on screen. Part 2. The First Signs, 5-10. Narrator. Years passed. Generations of students walked the halls, some hearing strange whispers, others catching movement in their peripheral vision. And then came the girl. In a 1985 graduation photo, a young woman in a vintage white dress appeared, smiling faintly. The strange thing? No one remembered her. She wasn't enrolled. And when they tried to identify her, no records existed. Some students say she still walks the upper halls, silent, watching, sad. Cut to reenactment, a student taking a yearbook photo, then glancing at the image later, with the ghost girl suddenly beside him. Part 3. Witness Accounts, 10-17. Each story, unique, yet all describe the same feeling. I wasn't alone. Closing, 58:00, 60-0. Today, Abraham Lincoln High School continues to operate as one of LA's most respected public schools. But the shadows remain. The tunnels have been sealed. Room 302 is still used, and if you arrive early or stay a bit too late, you may just hear something calling your name. This was Shadows of Lincoln High, a real American horror story. If you enjoyed this journey into the unexplained, like, subscribe, and share, but never walk alone.